Vols are back.
Can't kill it. Can't kill it. Go.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like no, I ain't got it. Stormy and Scott. It Houston like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive. Yeah, whiplash, whiplash, we get whiplash, we get so loud. Whiplash, 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 all night. We lit, we get whiplash, all night, all night, all night.
Can't kill it. Go.
Origami paper, but I never fall for anyone. She a 9 plus 10, yeah, you know that equal 21. Savage big in a rap, it's a brand, keep it running. Drip her out in Bulgari, and she know she bad. I'm like Clad, she like Bonnie. I came from the bottom, please don't ask me what it took. I got demons in my past, but my angels keep on shook. Man down, man down, I can't hear a sound. Walk out on your block, I hear silence and it's loud. Man down, me a writer, raise a toast. Tryna shadow bend my boy, but you can't kill a ghost.
Boom. That is exactly what we did to the Florida Gators over this weekend. And guess what? We are now number one in the nation. Look at this guy right over here. Hey, that tells you everything you need to know. Oi, fellow comrades, it is Squidtard here along with my boy Lucas Sharp, now known as Wolverine. I like the name. And then, of course, my boy, Mr. Julio Rodriguez. And welcome to another grand episode of the Vol Star Podcast. We're on episode 39. And for the first time in a very, very long time, we've actually started this show exactly on time. I'm super proud of myself for doing that. Usually we aren't able to do that. But, yeah, no, not today. We actually did it directly on time. I was prepared. I got the script ready. I've got everything we need. And we are ready for another grand show. But before that, Lucas, Julio, how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
Yeah,
Spectacular.
I'm doing fine.
Now there are some, of course, some serious storms going through Tennessee today. We had a tornado touchdown somewhere near Cooksville today. I think in a small town called Smithville. They had a tornado drop down. So hopefully that that didn't hurt anybody. Hopefully everybody's safe and nobody.
Yes,
nobody.
Smithville's not too far from where I live. I don't think. I mean, it's not too far, but I haven't noticed like really anything like out of the ordinary. So
Nothing.
It's been practically perfect weather. So.
Wow,
That's
Yeah.
wow.
Wow. You got lucky then. Good for you.
Well, no, I was saying like it's still a little bit away, but I mean I could drive to it pretty easily though. Like I'm pretty sure.
Like how long? 30 minutes?
Probably probably a little bit over. Probably about 40 probably.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it is kind of a distance away because that's how long it would take for me to get from here to like Johnson City, somewhere around 40 minutes. I guess with a distance like that, it isn't too surprising because they're just most of them are just scattered storms, so it isn't much of a shocker that did nothing.
Oh yeah, like I said, I know it's still like a little while away, but still like it's still somewhat pretty close. Like you could probably see a little bit of it if you got like a little couple minutes closer.
Right. Okay. Well, the more you know, huh? I thought you were saying you were much closer than you actually were, but that's all good. I'm glad we know that now. So yeah, before we get, of course, started into our main topics for today, just some information, of course. If this is your first time being here on the Vol Star Podcast, first of all, thank you for joining us here today. We do this show every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we try to do it every single week. Sometimes we aren't available or sometimes we have to switch it around. But most of the time, it's going to be exactly this day every single week on Monday. So thank you to all of you watching, whether you're on Twitter or on YouTube, and whether or not you're a Tennessee fan or just a fan of college sports. We're glad to have you guys over here. So, by the way, if you guys are curious, for every donation I receive in terms of dollars, I will be doing 1 push-up. So I'll get on the ground and do 1 push-up. If I get $1 in donations, you get the idea. Now, this channel is not monetized yet. It will be shortly. We're actually almost to 1,000 subscribers on Squidtard Sports. Woo! But once we get there, I should be able to get this channel monetized, and then I'll be able to receive super chats and stuff. So for now, if you feel like donating to the PayPal, it's in the description, or at least it should be. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's roll into some of the topics for today. So starting out with, I want to take it over to Lucas real quick. Lucas, one thing I love to do is, and this goes for everybody, is when somebody gets new Tennessee drip, that person has to show it. It's like a show and tell. So Lucas, it's your turn for show and tell. Show everybody what you got.
Bam. Dark mode signed Brew McCoy helmet. Signed by the dog himself.
Pretty goated. Now tell everybody where you got that from.
Just down this card shop that's literally down the street. I don't remember what the card shop is exactly called, but it's like a really cool card shop. They sell basically everything for sports. They sell sports cards and sports memorabilia. They also sell, like, if you're a nerd, they also sell like Star Wars, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
You sure you didn't go to Buc-ee's?
What?
You sure you didn't go to Buc-ee's?
No. But they also sell like WWE cards. I know Julio would definitely be interested in that because they sell, of course, WWE cards. But yeah, they mostly just sell like cards, and they also sell like sports jerseys and Funko Pops.
Wow, they got everything, don't they? You have to show me. You have to show me that sometime. I've never even been there.
Definitely by far the coolest store in my city, because literally there's basically nothing here in La Follette, Tennessee. Literally nothing. Literally, even the Walmart is literally just in the next town over in Jacksboro.
Yeah, the town where I gotta go to get groceries and stuff like that. There's a like a shop there like you just described. It's practically got like all the different cards. You can get WWE cards, sports cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, also Magic the Gathering cards. Don't forget that. So
yeah. They got a little bit of everything there. Sounds like you went to the mall.
But there's also another one not too far from there. It's kind of like a regional chain, I think, but Game Exchange, and it practically has all that too. But it also carries a lot of games and old game systems, and then they also sell like comic books, like older comic books and stuff like that too.
So they got a little bit of everything there, don't they?
Yeah, and not only that, I think they also sell like Warhammer figures, all that different stuff too. And all right, so off topic, but I just wanted to say that because I had a similar store, near where I live.
But yeah, here's some photos of like the store. As you can see, they have literally all those packs of cards back there, and then they also have like sports flags.
Looks like that one place from the mall over at Westtown Mall. I don't remember what it's called, but it's one of those sports places. Literally looks exactly like that. So
and then
that's interesting.
And then they have all these Funko Pops.
Good Lord. Yeah, no, it looks like they just combined everything from the mall and turned it into one big building. That's
the thing is though, that the place is actually pretty small.
I'm gonna have to check that out for myself if I ever go up to La Follette for whatever purpose. Maybe I get tired of living here in traffic in Knoxville, move up there to La Follette. Man, yeah, I'll definitely check that out on my way up there.
Here's the thing, though: in La Follette, you'll still get some traffic because people here don't know how to drive.
It's fair, but it also means you can mostly avoid I-40 to get most places. That ain't the case here, and unfortunately, I-40 is basically turned into Atlanta 2 Electric Boogaloo because every time I drive on there, it's stop and go traffic. And before then, it was just a thing that you'd see during business hours, rush hour specifically. But now it's become a norm, and I hate it because so many friggin' people are moving here. Stop moving here. We don't want you. We don't have enough housing for you. It's getting way too expensive. How am I going to move out of here and move to a new house when it costs $2,000 a month to live there?
Squidtard rant.
Nah. If there's something I'm gonna rant about on here, it ain't gonna be about housing.
Yeah, that's basically my dad, because it seems like because the traffic here is getting worse is because like there's crashes. It seems like basically every single day here in La Follette, and then there's all these people literally moving here. All the people like from Ohio literally moving all the way down. I'm like, stop, stay in Ohio, stay away.
It's unreal. I can't stand it. It's so much. But anyway, we got to get a move on here. So, Lucas, I wanted to touch on your memorabilia real quick. And I'm glad that we got that out of the way, and because our next topic actually has something to do with what you just showed. And that's something to do with my good old Vol buddy, my good old fellow comrade from the Vol fan base, good old Big Vol Daddy. I'm sure most of y'all know who that is. That would at least be my expectation. Anyway, he's doing a sale on Tennessee Vols memorabilia, and he's going to do another one on Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 24 hours from now. So absolutely be there. He's going to be doing a silent auction like he did on Sunday night. Make sure you're there if you are interested in getting some of his memorabilia or some of the merch that he has. Definitely would consider checking that out. Tomorrow over on Big Vol Daddy's channel. Here's what the channel looks like. All you got to do is look up Big Vol Daddy. Should be easy to find. Most of you are probably subscribed to him, though. So, But anyway, yeah, definitely do check that out if you're interested.
Who knows? Maybe we could trade.
Maybe. I don't know. All right, so some other general news. We finally have our UT Student Athletes of the Year, and these two should come as no surprise. Firstly, Kiki Malloy. Over from the softball team. She had a great year. And, of course, the men's student athlete, good old DK Dalton Connect. No surprise that he is no surprise that he won that award.
That's insane. He only played here for like 1 year, and he's like the men's athlete of the year for the University of Tennessee. That just shows how good he was.
He goated. Yeah, goated. Can't promise that I'll be there depending on how my schedule pans out, Hudson. It's been a very hectic month for me. Been a very hectic set of months. Been very, very busy, but I'll try and make it if I can. So next up, not much news on the football team. No surprise there. Shocking revelation. I know it's the middle of May and no football news, but not much else we can say about that. But we do have some Lady Vols news for this week. Some great news for the Lady Vols. Arkansas transfer Samara Spencer, of course, committed to Tennessee, and she is officially signed with the Lady Vols. So that's a big pickup right there, I think. She's a 3-year starter at Arkansas. She was the 2022 SEC Freshman of the Year, averages 13.5 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. And she played in 73 career games, all of those with double-figure scoring, or at least played 73 games with double-figure scoring. So definitely a very experienced, talented player to put on this team to help out Kelly Caldwell and the Lady Vols. Would you guys agree with that?
Don't you mean Kim Caldwell?
Did I say Kelly Caldwell?
Yeah, you said Kelly Caldwell.
Somebody's gonna hate me for that one. Anyway, I think you guys would agree that that is a
Yeah, that's definitely a good pickup for Kim Caldwell, or I guess Kelly Caldwell and the Lady Vols
for Molly Caldwell.
But yeah, I think it's good. The only thing I will say is that I just feel like Kelly didn't use the transfer portal like to its full potential. Like, for example, I mean, Rakia Jackson is, I think that's how you say her name. And
yeah.
She's like the perfect example. Like, she was our best player, and she's from the transfer portal. I just don't understand why we didn't use it more. At least in my opinion.
Because it seems like nowadays, like the best players for for college teams are literally transfers. Like Caleb Williams, who of course became the number 1 overall pick for USC, literally transferred from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Literally,
Well, I
it
mean,
seems like-
Joe Burrow to LSU from Ohio State. You know, it's kind of a thing that a lot of teams see. However, you know, I never rely on the transfer portal to get a good team because that'll end horribly. You don't build anything off.
That's
Well,
basically, in
yeah.
my opinion, that's basically, on my opinion, on why Clemson's been performing so bad, because Dabo Swinney just refuses to use the transfer portal.
Well, I'm not saying that Kelly had to, just rely on it. I'm just saying that there's been I think a lot of holes we could have fulfilled on this team or filled on the team had she used the transfer portal more. And I feel like that's what's like a lot of coaches do. Like they just kind of use it to fill the gaps that they need. But I feel like another program that is doing it the complete opposite way, where they're trying to build a program through transfers, and that you try to slap together this team, 1 year team or whatever, is Colorado. And I'm not talking bad about Dion. I don't really know him as a person.
What do you mean? Everybody's leaving Colorado. Everybody's transferring out.
What they've got over there going on right now is an absolute circus. Not even just the fact
I could not be happier, man. I hope Colorado goes 0-12 somehow.
The social media fiasco, I think, really kind of I think it really villainized Colorado, and whether or not that was kind of that might have been their intention. I don't know, because they talk about all the time how, go to Colorado if you want to be a social media star. I guess you're getting some publicity by making a villain out of yourself. I don't know.
Hey, go to Colorado if you want to go 3-9.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. I don't know how good they will be because, looking at it, I don't know, what their schedule is. I know they got North Dakota State, and I know what some people are going to say, they should beat the hell out of North Dakota State.
Win.
But, yeah, that's not an automatic win. If I remember correctly, North Dakota State is 9-1 against their last, the last 10 D1 teams they face, or FBS teams they faced.
I think because of the weapons that Colorado has, I think that they will be an improved team overall. However, they aren't playing in the Pac-12 anymore. They're playing in the Big 12. And while that, that isn't too much of a difference, I think overall the talent composite of both, it's around the same level. Now they do get, of course, they don't have to play Oregon, don't have to play USC, don't have to play any of those teams, but they still have to play teams like Utah. And I haven't looked at Colorado's schedule, so I don't know exactly who they're playing. But I do know that it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to. We're gonna move on here anyway. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. And another thing I wanted to touch on with Julio, kind of touching on what he said, is about the transfer portal. And the transfer portal, as Julio put it, should only be used for one reason and one reason only: to fill in gaps on your roster. And you've got teams like Colorado who are using it not for that, but to build an entire team. And basically what you're doing that, I don't know if I could have said this same thing verbatim last week on last week's show, but what you've got at that point, you don't have a team. You have a group of mercenaries who you're basically paying to come play for you. And the moment that you're not useful to them anymore, they move into another school. And another thing, you build on the social media. Come to Colorado if you want to be a social media star. You see the issue in that, right? Come to Colorado. Don't even care about football. If you want to be a social media star, that's why you come to Colorado. What incentive is there to give 100% at Colorado in terms of overall, just playing, if you're just going there to get publicity? There isn't one.
Well, see, I feel like that's another problem that the challenge that USC faces in the near future, because where it's located in Los Angeles, I feel like some players are just going to go there just because it's LA.
Yeah.
And just try to, I don't know, maybe think that you're an influencer now all of a sudden. So
Yeah,
I feel like that might be a problem exclusive to USC in the future, and wondering how Lincoln Riley will manage that.
could be. I don't know, but we're bound to find out. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that and more on later shows as we'll
Yeah,
get to see how that pans out. But yeah, moving on to some of the basketball talk. Not much news this week, just like the football team. But I will say Dalton Connect, who we touched on earlier, won Student Athlete of the Year. He's heading off to the NBA Draft Combine, as we all kind of expected. Is there any expectations that you all have for him going into that, or is it just, he's going to ball out?
I mean, for the combine, I don't. I mean, I think he'll probably maybe. I don't think he'll test out of the. Like out of the world. I think he'll have a pretty average, maybe above average combine.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I don't think. I feel like if he does have a better than what they're expecting, he might could get into like the top 15-ish pick, maybe. Because the only reason I won't say he will get like top, like until like later is because of how old he is, and I know that sounds kind of crazy considering what he's like 22, but the NBA draft, they want almost always want their prospects to be like 18, 19.
Yeah, not much else you can do about that. Lucas, any thoughts from you?
Not really. Just best of luck to Dalton Connect on the combine, and hopefully he does well in the NBA.
Oh, but yeah, no, you don't need to hopefully there. He will. He will do well. He's going to body some fools. Yeah, so that's the news going on with basketball this week. Now let's get into some of this baseball talk. For the umpteenth time during this show consecutively, another double series win. Baseball and softball both won their series. Baseball won their series versus Florida. Now, they didn't sweep like softball did, but they did win against Florida. Of the first game, they won 6-2. Second one, 3-4. And the last one, the absolute just massacre that was the sixth inning. They put up 11 in that one alone, and then they also won the game 16-3. So they outright dominated that. Now, the big news to take from all this is that Tennessee, as announced today, is number uno in the AP poll. So very excited about that, but also a little concerned as, I don't need to say it. I don't even think I really need to say it. Could cause some problems.
I was gonna say you can thank Barstool UF or Barstool Florida for the jinx for them getting their ass beat 16-3 because they were like or tell Tennessee to wake up, and I think Florida was up 3-0 or something like that, or they were tied 3-3. I know it was around like whenever they tweeted that out, and then right after that we scored like 16 or what was it, like 16 unanswered runs. So
right,
good for them for jinxing it.
Yeah, thank you, UF Barstool. You finally did something right.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate the support, means a lot.
But yeah, like you also said earlier, I don't think we need to address the number one curse in baseball. I didn't even want the number one ranking. I mean, and then whenever they announced it, I was like, of course, the one time I don't want Tennessee to be ranked one in anything, they're gonna put them at number one.
To be fair, Tennessee right now is not the projected number one seed in the tournament.
That's so fucking weird.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean projected number one? They are number one.
Yeah, I mean, they are number one, but right now, like, they aren't like the projected number one seed in the NCAA tournament. I think it's still A&M, I think.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: they gotta put the whoever the number one team has the number one seed.
I mean, if Tennessee keeps winning, they'll probably move up to the number one seed.
And so far, they continue to keep doing that. So tell us the otherwise. Yeah.
If Tennessee comes out, wins the SEC regular season title, and then goes out, wins the SEC tournament, then I would imagine though Tennessee would be the number 1 seed.
Well,
Yeah.
if there's anybody that can come out and break a curse, it's Tennessee. But if there's anybody that can live up to a curse, it's also Tennessee. So
Yeah.
I guess time will tell.
I actually made a tweet earlier today. I was like, it was a bit of a bold prediction, but I literally said, I don't care. Tennessee's winning the national championship this year in baseball.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll see how that pans out. Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I think I don't know. That's either going to be the best take of all time, or it's just going to add a little extra salt to the income.
If Tennessee wins it all, I'm going to look like a genius.
Yeah. Yeah. More than it's basically what you're doing, Lucas, is you're basically sports betting. You're betting on the odds that Tennessee wins it all.
If Tennessee wins it all, that would probably turn into my most liked tweet ever.
Yeah, more than likely you're throwing money off a bridge, but I respect the enthusiasm. Hopefully that.
I don't care. Why not us, man? Why not us?
Yeah, that is a good question. Why not us? But yeah, that's the baseball team so far. Softball team, another series win. This time it was a sweep against these clowns.
Kentucky baseball, Kentucky baseball, Kentucky baseball. Whoa.
We lost another series. Okay. Yeah.
Let's Peanut.
Peanut, how are you, Peanut?
We're not going to play the whole thing, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Pick
up
well,
your shovels and get back to the coal mines, baby.
Yeah. So again, Kentucky loses to Tennessee. I mean, I already made a video on this. It was the last video that I posted before today's video. Just absolute domination in every single sport against them. But, there's nothing new there. We swept them in the series, won 8-3 in the first game, 8-3 again in the second game, and then 8-7. So triple eights on the board there, and it was enough to get the sweep. So can't say much more about that. However, going into the upcoming SEC softball tournament, guess who's got the number 1 seed? It's ya fellas, or in this case, the girls.
I would imagine, because I feel like Tennessee is by far the best softball team in the SEC, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely like the most talented. Like we should easily win this on paper, but they got to play the game. So
yeah.
But also, I mean, our next opponent won't be too easy because I mean LSU and Alabama are not bad teams. I think hasn't both of them beat us a game.
Alabama, against Alabama, we won games 1 and 2, but then Alabama won game 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then LSU also beat us one game.
If LSU beat us one game, it was probably game 3.
Alabama, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Alabama and LSU beating us when it don't matter.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they still beat us though. I mean, I'm pretty sure they wanted to sweep them though. So.
Yeah. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is for this tournament. It's a 1-game series, right?
Yeah, it's just a 1 game.
Right. Thought so. Okay.
Well, so it ain't double elimination like the baseball tournament is?
I don't think so. Maybe it might be, but I don't think so because right now it just says quarterfinals, semifinals, and then finals. Because I thought if it had been double elimination, then it would show it on there. Maybe I'm wrong though.
I don't know. Perhaps I have no clue.
But either way, I would imagine Tennessee is definitely like the best team out of all these SEC teams. They should win this and make Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series and hopefully bring home a national championship, although it is going to be hard with, of course, Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah. But, 1 game at a time, all that matters is that we win the quarterfinals against whichever unlucky opponent, LSU or Alabama, winds up facing us. And then after that, hopefully we get the Pigs. But we may get Kentucky, unlikely, but we may get Mizzou or anybody else. Yeah, and no telling how it goes.
I always forget Vanderbilt doesn't have a softball team. I'm surprised they don't, because I think Vanderbilt, if they did have a softball team, would actually be really good at it.
No, I mean, yeah, they focus on other women's sports like women's bowling.
I'm just
So
saying,
is
I don't know.
Vanderbilt's a bowling playoff team, sir?
They
Is
are.
is that the
I think
name?
they've actually won multiple natties with their women's bowling team, but
They
of course,
have.
sadly, that sport I don't think is recognized by the NCAA.
Oh, well, I think it's
Womp
actually,
womp.
yeah. I think bowling is supposed to be being recognized by the NCAA soon. I think it was something like that, or one
Oh, really?
sport is.
Then the NCAA needs to start recognizing cornhole and rugby.
See,
Hopefully.
here's the issue that a lot of people don't grasp whenever we talk about adding brand new sports for our teams is that there's got to be an even amount of men's sports and an even amount of women's sports. So if we were to add cornhole as a sport, we would have to add something else regarding women's sports in order.
But see, here's the thing: cornhole can be played by a boy or a girl, so you wouldn't even have to have a boy or a girls team.
Would it stay that way if it was recognized by the NCAA though?
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't just make cornhole just the where you have men and women.
I mean, you could, but I doubt that it
Like
pans
and just
out that
have
way.
Hey, if you
have
make
them on the same
hold up,
technically have them on the same team.
I have the idea. Make a men's cornhole team and a women's cornhole team. Make it recognized by the NCAA, and then have rugby recognized by the NCAA, and then start a gymnastics team.
So then four new sports. Yeah, that
Yeah, because
that
I
would
know
do
that
it.
I've seen some Tennessee, specifically like lady Tennessee fans have been saying how they want Tennessee to get a gymnastics team.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think I always felt kind of weird that Tennessee didn't have a gymnastics team while almost everyone else in the SEC does. I find it kind of weird.
Up till a while back, I legitimately thought that like if for every single like tournament bracket that I'd see where we're not in it, or for in this case like Vandy's not in the softball tournament, I thought it was just like they were so bad that they weren't even included. But no, that obviously wasn't the case, as we know now. But it's just something funny I thought about a while back.
And another sport I would actually love to see Tennessee add. We would have to join a different conference though, because this conference doesn't cover it. Wrestling.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
it's
we would
actually,
Tennessee
like,
would have
amateur.
Tennessee would have to join the Big 12 because Tennessee actually, fun fact, even though it's
I
not
know
big,
we used to have a wrestling team.
yeah, but because of like Title IX, we had to get rid of it.
Well, no, it was after 72. It was in like the 80s. We couldn't keep up or something like that.
But yeah, Tennessee was to get a wrestling team, we would have to join the Big 12 like our rowing team
Yeah.
because our rowing team is in the Big 12.
Right. Well, looks like I just heard some rumbles of thunder, a little bit more than rumbles. Looks like I'm not going to be so fortunate in terms of storms. And, the thing about this is the power lines here connecting my house are above ground. So if one of them goes hoo-ha, all it takes is one, significant gust of wind and bye-bye power. So I think we have a backup generator for my Wi-Fi router, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, we may, if we continue going, we may get knocked out later. I don't know. But something I did want to touch on is that I don't know if you all knew this, but it looks like the Tennessee hockey team is moving up to Division I next year. That's a very interesting thing.
Wait, we're getting like an actual hockey team?
Wait,
Or
nah, we're still gonna be. Our hockey team is still gonna be like a club team, but we're moving up to like Division I and like the college hockey South.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, I was like,
That'd be great if we got like an official hockey team.
Yeah, if we could actually like join NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Title IX's good, but it also kind of where women have like fewer sports they play and stuff like that. It's hard to balance it out.
Right.
But yeah,
It's definitely a difficult challenge. I always wonder why they don't do it. I mean, obviously, funding is very important. Is it just a lack of funding?
Well,
I
well,
really don't know.
some of it is funding because some sports aren't gonna like draw in the big bucks. Like for example, wrestling. As much as I would love for us to get a wrestling team or something like that, wrestling doesn't really bring in the big bucks. It doesn't really have like any big TV contracts, and it's
Right.
like it's kind of like the gymnastics is getting a little bit better, of course, because some people just want to watch the scantily clad, the barely legal girls, do gymnastics routines.
Livy Dunn.
Yeah, and also because
That's
the people
basically
like Livy.
Livy Dunn is the reason that ratings have went up over the last few years.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just giving why the gymnastics thing is probably got higher ratings and stuff like that, and then so it's just a bunch of different stuff like that. But if we did want to add like a men's hockey team, they have women's NCAA hockey, so I don't even know if we have a club women's hockey team at Tennessee, but
I don't think we do. Or at least I haven't heard anything about it. If there is one and I haven't covered it all this time, then I sincerely apologize because I should be covering everything ball related on this show. What am I doing? Uh-oh. That might be hail. Good grief. Of course. Lucas, I think when we started this show, I think when we started this show, the first show that we did, we had storms. I think there was like, yeah. So it's funny how now we've gone full circle, because I think we started. When did we start the show? Back in August of last year.
Yeah, like July.
Towards the end of the summer. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was July. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw like our first episode was literally 9 months ago. Like we are getting so close to the 1 year anniversary.
That is. What are we gonna do for that? I wonder. It's a question.
I don't know. And also breaking news. The rumor of where you could pre-order the EA Sports College Football game at GameStop is true.
Well, you can order. Right? You can pre-order at GameStop now.
Yep, you can because I have proof right here. I have proof right here. I already pre-ordered the game.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, I need them because we're getting up to May. In fact, oh wow, nice. I think the trailer for the game we're less than a week away from it because I think it's 12th. So
we're getting close.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get it all. We're gonna get the trailer. Hopefully, we get the cover reveal on who's going to be on the cover.
We'll find out a whole lot of that. I'm hoping it's an actual like an E3, even though E3's dead, like an E3 style like trailer showing all the things that you can expect from the game.
Oh, so like a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, like that, but not just like a teaser. Like, look at this guy throwing a ball. That's the trailer. See you guys in July. Hopefully, it's nothing like that. I hope it's a full-fledged. This is what you'll be seeing. This is how it works. This is what it looks like. This is the cover. This is the players that you're going to see. This is how it's going to look. This is the whole thing. I'm hoping we get a whole lot of that. But more than anything, I'm hoping they announce sooner or later that the game is on PC because I'm tired of waiting to find out whether or not the game is going to be PC accessible. Because the moment they announce that it isn't, I'm going to have to find an alternative to work around with because I've got my Elgato capture card, which is basically at the moment useless. It's a piece of junk right now. Not because it doesn't work, but because they don't. The people behind this, I don't know, whatever the deal is. I use a Elgato 4K whole ordeal, but they added a huge update to their software about a year ago, and ever since then it's become unusable because every time I click on it and want to play a game, there is a 3/4 of a second delay from when you touch a controller and when the actual thing moves on screen. 3/4 of a second delay. On the surface, that sounds like it's nothing, but when you play the game, it's virtually unplayable. Try playing friggin' Forza with 3/4 a second delay. It's virtually impossible. I just fall into a cliff and die every single time I play it. So I'm going to do my research on that. And when I did this research about a year ago, what they told me was, or what I saw was, yep, it's about a 4 seconds delay. I know you spent money to get a software like this, but So I hope I don't get that whole routine again. I'm hoping that if it pans out that way, that there is a solution for it. Or there's another update that I'm missing that I can install and it fixes this, because I don't know how in the world you're supposed to play any games, much less the new NCAA game coming up with 3/4 a second play. It just doesn't work out like that.
Yeah, I don't really have the same problem with my Elgato capture card. Mine just won't work like at all.
Well,
I don't know if it's like my PC, if it's like just like my version of PC that it won't work on that, or if it's just that the Elgato I have is just a piece of junk.
Just does it not run, or like every time you click on it, it just poops itself? Like, what's the ordeal with that?
Literally, like I plug it in and it literally just does nothing. I try to make it screen share and it just won't.
You installed the software for it and everything, right?
Let me see. Oh yeah, the Elgato 4K capture card software. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's weird. I would try looking that up. Hopefully they don't give you the same rating. We about that.
But but you know what? It's cool now because I have this PS5 and you can of course stream on YouTube on PS5s. So
yeah,
I can be able to like stream EA Sports College Football 25 when it comes out still.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to watching that.
I won't have a face cam though.
And I'm holding it up to it. Hopefully we can do like a special live Vol-Star podcast for it as you versus Boogie Bentley of Talking Vols, because we need to see that go down. You've been talking smack on him. You're going to whoop his butt, and I want to see it go down.
Honestly, I don't even know if it's going to happen because I already know it when I try to play him, he's going to be like, "Oh, you have to be like a member to play me." Like, bro, I don't want to buy your membership. Just let me play you.
Oh, tough words, fighting words. Somebody's gonna have to send that to your boy Boogie Bentley. I really want to see that go down. I really want to see if he can live up to that.
Yeah, you know what? No. Boogie Bentley. When July comes, you better get ready because you're ready. You're literally a butt whooping. You're about to get a butt whooping of a lifetime, man.
You kind of folded there for a second, but then you got back on track.
Yeah. Let me try this again. Boogie Bentley, come July, it's going to be the butt whooping of a lifetime. I'm going to absolutely embarrass you. Everybody's going to want to unsubscribe from your stupid channel.
Ooh. Fighting words. Sounds like a WWE event.
I felt like Kurt Angle there for a second where he was like, "You're a boy and I'm a man. And I'm a man who loves to play with boys."
Oh yeah. I think what Boogie needs to do is he needs to dress up in a Spider-Man costume so then you can go,
I can't stand Spider-Man. I can't stand him.
What I was gonna say earlier, I hope the new NCAA. I hope the intro that they make for it is. I hope it's practically just a recreation of it, the NCAA 11 promo or intro. Where it's a sound you waited months to hear, and then they go and shows like all the different traditions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
The pistol at Nevada. The option at Georgia Tech. The spread no huddle.
The option at Georgia Tech, even though they don't do.
They brought it back.
Well, I know. I mean, you can still come up with something different now. The option at Air Force. The pistol at Nevada.
Air Force a playoff team, sure. That's going to be the new thing now because of their option.
No,
All
but
right.
no, but I just thought like that would still be a good intro. Like,
Yeah, no, I think it would be a good one, but I do hope that they show everything and don't
Yeah.
just, crap.
Hopefully they talk about like actual traditions other than those just play styles, like Inner Sandman for Virginia Tech
Mhm.
or the Ramblin' Wreck for Georgia Tech.
also,
Or-
I do get a question though. So, like, whenever they do that, okay, so like with the NCAA 25, whenever they do release it, my question is going to be, what's the soundtrack going to be? Is it just going to be the band stuff that we've gotten like the past couple years? Because I actually kind of want to like I want like an actual soundtrack. Because I grew up on NCAA 06, which had like one of the best soundtracks of all time. And I don't know, like I love that they have like the bands and stuff incorporated, but I don't know.
I don't
It disappoints me.
Fill
It
the
disappoints
soundtrack
me a
with
little
Death
bit.
Rebel.
Yeah, see, I feel like I don't know. It wouldn't really ring well with me if I load into the game and instead of hearing like this badass orchestral, I just hear Drake. It's just I don't know. I'm not really sold on that, being the
I mean, I'm saying I'm
I
not.
just
I
that's not the aesthetic I'm looking for.
Oh, I mean, I understand, but I don't know. It's just for me, like I feel like you should have like a option to where like you could have like the soundtrack be like somewhat optional, I guess. It's kind of like what you can do with like the WWE 2K jukebox, where you can check the songs you want to play and uncheck the ones you don't want to play,
I'll make my own soundtrack.
and so you can kind of just
I'll just get
practically create your own soundtrack from the stuff they have in there.
Something like that.
I'll just be like Kendrick Lamar and
Uh-huh.
make a diss track about Boogie Bentley.
Oh,
Well,
dang.
I was actually gonna make a Drake joke earlier,
Yeah.
but I was good because I was gonna say the NBA scouts like him young, like Drake.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think it's going time to shut this thing down. Storm's getting pretty ugly here, so I have no idea whether or not this thing will cut out. But it's best to shut this thing off on a high note.
But yeah, the best way to settle the Drake and Kendrick Lamar debate is to make the Drake University Bulldogs and the Lamar Cardinals play each other in NCAA football.
That's a playoff matchup, sir. There you go, Targaryen playoffs right there. But until then, Lucas, Julia, you guys got any finalizing words for the people on here before we shut this thing down?
Nah, I can't really think of anything other than go Vols. That's it.
Where's
I don't know. I guess he left. Oh, he's
all I gotta say, Boogie, when you come at the king, you best not miss.
mic drop.
Mike.
Definitely, I think I think that's the stealing light that you got really sets up the aesthetic of what you're trying to do there. Just one big blinding light. I think that really sets up the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Where's
When you come at the king, you best not miss.
Yeah, y'all want to see something really cool? Hold up, I got something for you. Hold on, watch this. Woo!
I mean, I know that light is bright, but look, I'm pretty sure it gets pretty dark when I turn this light switch off. Like, see? Yeah.
Set it there. Big orange. You got that big orange going on. Alrighty then. Well, fellas, great show. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, though. So until the next Vol-Star podcast, of course, next week at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Appreciate all of you guys being here. And for the softball team and whichever team's still playing, our next opponent, whoever it winds up being, I've got a couple of words to say about it, and I'll let this person do all the talking.
What's going to happen tonight? What's going to happen? We're going to whoop their fucking ass.
Damn right. So until the next live stream, we'll see you guys next time. As always, power to Tardaria, but more importantly, for over here on the Vol-Star podcast, go Vols, baby. We'll see you guys next Monday. Woo!
Boogie Bentley sucks.